Hey, it's Grapsody. Yo, it's Grapsody with Will, Phil, and Reg, trying to keep it real instead of what you usually get from these talking heads. It's Grapsody, we're here to fill the void. 3 black fans, different perspective, gotta fill your voice. Coming with the podcast, talking majors, indies in between. Yeah, it's all that, and we're down with 5 who better fall back. Coming for respect, we connect like a ball bat. No need to double check, these are all facts. You're listening to us talk raps. You're listening to us talk raps. Will, Phil, and Reg. Yeah, we're Grapsody, here to talk raps. Yeah, we're Grapsody, here to talk raps. Yeah, that's the only time anybody's ever gonna hear me rap over vocals. It was an accident. I didn't bring my instrumental. Whatever. Yo, what's up, y'all?
I feel like this is weird. This is surreal. Like, for me, of course, from the city of Chicago, this is my hometown, and like doing a live podcast here with my brothers is like, this is something I've always wanted to do. And so, you know, when
you manifested this, take credit. You manifested this.
I can't take full credit, but you know, as a guy on our podcast once said, you know, I'm right about this, and
That's
it's okay
true.
to admit that I was right about this.
Very true, very true.
But to get into this, as Emily first graciously said, I'm Phil Lindsay. I'm here with my co-host, your favorite writer, your favorite rapper, Media Man.
In the building, it's your boy Righteous Reg, your favorite rapper, your favorite writer, your favorite podcaster. I still can't believe this. We're on stage. I see us there, and I'm still like, this isn't real. So, yeah, thank you.
But, you know, we've done 100 of them things, right? For a few months, we haven't been able to open this thing with the way my guy opened it when we first started, so.
Please.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Grapsody. It feels weird because I'm used to saying it's Saturday. It's not Saturday, it's Sunday. But nonetheless, this is Grapsody. I'm Will Washington. You know these guys. From selling out 81,000 tickets in Wembley to...
We did that?
I get that.
Oh, you did that. I don't think I was there.
10,000 here in Chicago, United Center. It's happening in the Squared Circle this week. We're going to try and touch on it. This is Grapsody. This is great stuff. I'm excited.
And I'm going to sweat through my shirt. I already did it, and I'm glad to be here.
Oh, yeah, no.
I've been hot all weekend. I have a bunch of complaints about Chicago.
Why did you put on 2 shirts? That was a choice.
One, because I knew I was going to sweat through the first one. Listen, everything shouldn't be an hour away. I need to walk to my destination, so I'm complaining. I'm getting my complaints off on stage. Keep the events close. Keep your enemies closer. That's it.
Yeah, no, honestly, I mean, here I am in an all-out sweater, and it is 90 degrees here in Chicago. Yeah,
it's hot.
It's 90 degrees here in Chicago. But at the same time, I get it. I get the game, right? Because I know what happens, especially up here on stage, that you don't want to be sitting here with the circle getting larger.
I like to call them pity stains. No pity stains over here.
I am the only person up here that dressed for the weather, the only person that lives in this city and knows how to dress in this city. It's a very weird choice for you guys to be overdressed in this heat.
I'm from California. I have to say that on every show and everywhere that I go.
It's warm in California. Why are you wearing 2 shirts?
I live in Oakland, not where I live at.
Well, the problem is y'all were at the United Center yesterday. It is cold inside.
It's cold inside there.
It's cold in the United Center.
I had on shorts. I was freezing.
Yeah, it was freezing in the United Center, and so.
But hotter than the snail's ass on the outside.
Yeah, this was appropriate for the United Center. I thought so anyway.
Phil's not listening to anything we're saying.
Because that wasn't cold. I live in the city. I know what cold is, and that was not cold.
You know what?
Deep dish pizza sucks. Let's
hold on. I got to point something out.
What do you know about pizza, Cali guy?
Hold up. I got to give some credit real quick. I just want to give a quick shout out to our friend Tracy here because her shouts out right now remind me of the Super Chats. It's almost like having the Super Chats on the show right now.
Hi, Tracy. Have to say that on the show, too. Can't have a Grapsody without saying hi, Tracy.
At the bottom of the show. Like, we don't have them right now, and instead they're just being shouted at us. That's actually kind of fun.
And shout out to Tracy, who has been helping me out in Chicago very often. She's super cool.
Yes. That's, literally helpful to you.
It's just legit. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for her. I'd be dead or in jail. No, I'm kidding. What are we talking about? What's going on up here?
As a once great man once said, so What do you guys want to talk about?
No, honestly, I mean, I'm really glad to be here with you guys. Like, in general, I think that we hit 100 episodes. You guys hit 100 episodes. I hit...
We hit 100.
It's we. It's
no,
we.
I was going to say, like, I hit like 80-something. And then after that, I was like, all right, I'm out. And then you guys kept it going and made it to 100.
I mean, if we want the exact number, I believe he hit around 75?
75?
75 episodes.
That was
We're
25
Washington.
weeks ago?
Yeah.
That can't be right.
You left
That's
at
a
the
long
beginning
time,
of
dude.
May.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was 4 months ago.
Yeah.
That doesn't sound right. The math on that. isn't right.
There's 4 weeks in a month, right?
Yeah. So it's only 4 times 4. That can't be right. They
Math, I don't know.
It's only been 4 months.
Why are we doing math
It's
on stage?
I-
This is
September.
Grapsody.
No, that can't be right. Somebody figure that out. If anybody has like the exact number I did. 'Cause I know my last one was the last week of April.
Well, if we're counting Patreon stuff, it's around 25.
Okay.
Math schmath. This is the episode 100 of Grapsody. Will Washington's here. Philip Lindsay are here. We want to thank all of you for being here. Honestly, it's been, I never thought we would be on stage with this, first of all.
Nope.
I will.
He did.
I will forgo all these guys being humble and say that I was expecting this from the beginning. I've seen people say certain things. I've seen certain smoke thrown our way, and I always knew.
Yeah, man,
It's okay.
you did have like kind of like a goals list, and that was like pretty high up.
It was on the vision board, isn't that what?
Right, the vision board.
It was on the
Literally,
vision board.
Yeah.
The stage show was on his vision board.
It was on there.
And it was one of those like, okay, this is an attainable thing, but like at the same time, the fact that we're here, and I'm glad we're doing it together. Like that's one of those things that it couldn't happen without the three of us. I don't
Exactly. Thank you.
So,
thank you
thank you.
guys.
Thank you
Thanks
for-
to AEW for
thank you for the-
allowing
the-
our friend to
Yeah.
join us.
think. Yes.
Super cool.
You sure you want to say thanks to AEW? I don't think we're going to dodge those allegations ever.
Oh, yeah. I mean, the allegation's already deep, so I mean, it might
No,
as well
look.
just keep going in.
I will say thanks to AEW. Thank you to AEW for allowing me to come
Will
back to
Washington
this
is saying thanks to AEW.
I absolutely-
Saying
I'm
thanks
not
to
saying
AEW,
that.
too. We couldn't have this guy without him.
I'm not saying that.
Yeah, so
Okay.
please. Yeah, I agree with that. I don't. Look,
It's all good. Look, they know the game.
Allegations are a y'all thing now. At this point,
True.
whenever
You're all
I-
in. There are no more allegations. You were convicted.
No, it's like when I. No, that's the funny thing. Now, when I tweet something and somebody's like, "Oh, here's a shill, Will Washington," I'm like, "Yeah, I'm an employee." Like,
Yeah,
what,
totally.
what are you
They
talking
send my
about?
check. My check says on top of it.
By the way, Twitter, that's not what a shill means.
Yeah,
You're using
That's
that
not what a
word
shill
incorrectly.
means. That's not what a shill means. Please.
not what a shill
now,
is.
now I am promoting, so it's a vast difference.
Yeah.
There's some shillers out there, for sure.
I mean, I guess get into it. You've been gone for 4 months now. How was your experience at AEW so far?
I mean,
Yo,
What the?
listen. It's not a rose. I'ma take the stage. Dropping hot, boss and Max Caster into a rage. That's where y'all go, oh. Pardon me, I'ma interrupt your panel. It's hot as hell in here. Might ride out on a camel.
oh,
Yo, it's verse 3. I don't know what rhymes with camel.
Panel.
Nyla Rose, what the hell's going on here?
Y'all was having fun.
Flannel.
Flannel.
oh, there you go. Especially is Reg here.
Flannel. Okay, guys, back to ones. We're gonna do this again. We're going back to ones.
I don't think we have time for that, Nyla.
All right, you're right. You're right.
Nyla Rose, everybody.
Nyla Rose is here!
So what are we talking
But
about?
no, what are you doing here, Nyla?
What?
What are you doing here?
Well, right now I'm sitting.
No, okay. Seriously,
like a
though,
plan?
Honestly, I appreciate you, Max Castering your way into the show.
Is that like copyright?
Don't make him a verb.
I'm glad you
Damage
did.
Do
infringement?
not make him a verb. That
I'm
is
glad
the
you did
last thing
Austin
he-
Gunn your way onto the show. That would have been awful.
Oh, wait, guys, we didn't do it. Oh, I'm not getting sued for copyright infringement.
Yeah, I don't know if we
No,
can
no,
do that.
no. We're not doing that.
Yeah,
Gimmick
yeah,
infringement.
probably
That's a
not.
thing.
Yeah.
You can't do
You're
that.
not gonna get me a
We
lawsuit.
don't got checks for that, Nyla. We don't got checks for that.
We don't have checks for that.
But thank you for joining us. Also, we've done an interview with Nyla before. One of people always mention, "Oh, the interview you guys did with Nyla was great." Blah blah blah. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, no, that
very
was always
easy
one
to
of our
talk to
talks.
Nyla, right?
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, it was
No,
one of our
people
talks
mention
about
it all the time.
You really like dove in, like really gave a lot of good background on stuff. We talked about the title reign. We talked about Daly's Place. Talked about a lot of things. That was right before you challenged Thunder Rosa for the
Look at
world title,
me,
Battle of the
being
Belts.
media responsible.
Hey. When you gonna be champ again, Nyla?
I don't know. There's a lot of stuff going on this weekend. Some people might be a little distracted. Hey, Bryce Remsburg.
Hey.
You busy later tonight? Can I borrow you and just do like a run out?
I don't think you can. No, I don't think you can.
I can't
do that.
I can't.
That's not how that works.
All right, never mind. Okay, my bad. You're right.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's like a gimmick. You got to have like a X or a briefcase or a money sign or a money bag. I don't know.
Yeah.
No, we do the casino chip.
Oh yeah, the big chip.
The big chip.
Big chip. Yeah.
Or the Sonic ring.
Oh, the Sonic ring.
Sonic ring.
Oh, I love the Sonic ring.
Big
Big and gold.
Green Zone. What's up? What's up, Green Zone?
Green Zone, baby.
Hey.
Green Hill Zone.
Green Hill Zone.
Hey.
Okay, can we be serious for like 3 seconds?
3 of them.
Sure.
That pinball level with like the Vegas music, that was a banger, right?
Music slap.
Right?
The music slaps. Music slap.
Oh, and then
There's a true story. So when Sonic Generations came out, they did like updated versions of all the songs, and there's like a big band rendition of that song. I listen to that on the regular. Like I sneak that into jazz playlists and stuff like that because like it sounds like if you don't know Sonic,
Classic
it sounds
Will
like
Washington.
a legitimate like jazz song. It sounds like something that's just like
it's
dope, right?
It's jazzy. It's
Yeah,
very
it's really
snazzy.
jazzy, right? And like, I will sneak that into playlists and see who notices. Like,
I'm with it.
Wait a minute, is that Sonic?
Nothing
with
like
it.
a Will Washington tangent. We are back, baby. It's
Hey,
Grapsody.
hey,
One
hey,
the
hey,
game,
That's what I do.
baby.
Listen, man.
I missed them tangents, Phil. I
It's
missed them
not
tangents.
100 episodes of Grapsody if one of us doesn't talk about our Sonic fandom.
True.
As a guy that
And we
was
got to
a
say
kid,
Power Rangers because, you know.
Sonic was always better than Mario. Still is better than Mario. Sorry.
Whoa,
if you disagree.
Whoa, hey, hold on.
Hey, I said what I said.
No,
Look, I'm not trying to get. Oh, yeah, look.
wait,
Understandable.
I am of the belief. I disagree with that slightly.
You're wrong then.
I think 3D Marios are better than 3D Sonics.
Don't start.
But 2D Sonics are better than 2D Marios.
All right, we're gonna have to expand on
Who
that
had,
later.
who had the better movie? I think Sonic had
Sonic
two
has a better
movies.
movie. Sonic 100% has a better movie.
No!
Yes!
No!
Yes, absolutely!
No!
Jim Carrey as Robotnik? Come on.
There are some kids here. How do the kids feel?
Wait, did you say Bob Hoskins?
Y'all are grown.
Are you talking about Mario from 93?
We
Bob
don't
Hoskins?
acknowledge that happened.
John Leguizamo?
Now, them dinosaurs had cornrows on that one. I didn't really like it. Dinosaurs are cornrows. They're like, what kind of a movie is this? This is weird.
I will go on record and say the Sonic movies were solid. I loved everything about them. 10 out of 10, no notes. Mario was riddled with Easter eggs that just played to my nostalgic heart.
But that's why I think Sonic's a better movie. Because I think if you watch the Sonic movies, it's like...
That is a good argument.
You don't need to know Sonic to watch those movies and enjoy them. But Mario was all pops. It was all basically like... It was all pops. It was all
Like
references.
an AEW show.
Did you,
Hey, yo!
did you just change my mind?
I don't know if I could say that, actually.
I think you might have just changed my mind.
Would you scratch that for the podcast? Who's ever doing editing?
It's over.
If
we
you're
won.
a Mario fan, I think the Mario movies are great. They're good, correct? Yeah, I think just in general, because like I'm a Mario guy mostly. My son's more into Mario, and he was just getting everything. He's just like, oh, that's from Mario Kart. Oh, this is the thing from Mario 3D World. Oh, this is the thing from Galaxy. And I'm like, okay, that's cool. I played Odyssey, and so.
Honestly, your son's way cooler than you are, and we're just waiting for the day that he replaces you on this podcast. I'm just waiting, like, keep having birthdays, Billy. Keep going, because you're
All right, it's starting to get heated up here, and it's already hot in this tent. I'm out.
Yeah, I get it.
Did we run you away with our Sonic talk?
Yeah, I see the sweat. Like it's getting a little. Good.
Thanks, Allie. You're the best. That rap was trash.
Thank
though.
you. And Nyla Rose, everybody.
Nyla Rose, one of the greatest of all time.
Look, former AEW Women's World Champion. It's great.
First black AEW Women's World Champion.
Yeah, don't forget.
Get that in there, because people do leave that out.
That is true. That is
Don't
when
forget.
people talk about the history of black women's world champions, Nyla Rose's name does not get mentioned enough.
And it should be.
Hello, it's me, Danhausen. I'm coming out. Nope, it's just Nyla again.
I was confused. I thought
didn't
Reg was
see
doing a
like that,
very good
but-
Danhausen impression.
No, I don't.
Thank
like,
you.
yo, we're having a Danhausen right
you
here.
give
We're
me
about
monies?
to do numbers. But yeah, no, we're not about to do numbers.
You're now cursed.
Hopefully they'll keep thinking that Danhausen was there. Like, oh, Danhausen was on Grapsody.
Danhausen, everybody.
Danhausen apparently can throw his voice. This is a talent I did not know he had.
Yeah. No, honestly, just talking about this show and like the amount of things we were able to accomplish with the show and the things that you guys are like still accomplishing. I think the thing I'm most proud of with Grapsody is the fact that I was able to leave when I did and feel comfortable enough knowing that it's still in great hands.
Woo, boy. Phil and I were nervous, brother. Let me tell you that.
Is this a good time to acknowledge this? Because I feel pretty angry about the fact that I put on a stoic character for a lot of people, and this guy made me cry on a podcast in front of people. And I was very angry about it later. I have not gotten a chance to tell you this publicly or privately, but I was very upset about it.
That's understandable, Phil. On cam, like, we don't
Very
expect
upset
you
about it.
crying on, people watch the show like a lot of people sometimes. And
I mean, look,
it's all right.
I consistently podcasted for 18 years, consistently. And
Longer than your kid's been born.
I mean, my daughter
That's crazy.
is 12. My son is 9.
It's crazy.
They're both right here in the front. But yeah, having done that as long as I did, and then it was kind of just like an abrupt end. For me, it felt difficult. Sometimes I still walk into my entire podcast setup, and granted, I still use it because, folks, I host AEW Unrestricted, which is available every Thursday.
Yep.
Brand new episodes with me and Aubrey Edwards.
Yep.
But like, I don't get to use the setup nearly as often as I used to. I was hosting After the Week every week. I was doing Grapsody.
Shout out to Denise Salcedo, our friend.
Yeah, Denise also here. I was doing that every week, and it was just kind of like one day I look up and I'm like, I'm not podcasting anymore. Like 18 years.
It's weird.
And I'm not doing it anymore. It
was weird.
It felt weird. But again, I felt good knowing that Phil and Reg got this. Like, this is, we always said that no matter what we did, we were going to stick together. Like, it was Grapsody, it was going to be the three of us. We had, I guess, pulling back the curtain just slightly, we had, like, other opportunities presented to us, but it was always like, okay, but we are going to stick together whatever we do. And then...
Are we allowed to talk about those opportunities publicly?
No, I don't. No reason to throw it.
Yeah, no. That's water under the bridge, as they say.
Yeah, it doesn't matter now.
Pulling back the curtain for people that don't know this. After this guy did his last episode, I'd be like, hey, Will, I kind of need this thing for the layout. And he's like, no, I got you. And I'm like, you got me? And then we get the day of, and he's like, oh, just let me do it for you. I got you. And I'm like, you sure I can't just do it? And he's like, no, I got it.
I don't want to say Will's a procrastinator, but he always gets it done, though. It doesn't matter how long it takes. Like,
but I realized later that I was like, my guy just is having a problem letting go, and I'm just like, it's okay.
Yeah,
it's okay. You're still here,
right? After Will left, he would still show up on the podcast, like, and be like, and we're like, no, you're not on this podcast.
Well,
anymore,
no, it would be like little things that I forgot to pass off, where it was like the layout, for example.
Right.
I'm like, okay, I thought I sent that over, and then Phil messaged me like 10 minutes before the show, like, hey, how do I change this? And I'm like, oh, I didn't do that.
And then he'd just be like,
and this
you sure I can't just do it for you?
Well, like in the last like 5 minutes, when you need it 5 minutes before the show, that's a lot different than like,
True.
Okay, I can give this to you right now. But true story, for about 5 weeks afterward, I was still like, okay, here's this thing,
I was like, I think
thing.
Will's still on our podcast. He's showing up every time.
I don't think you can say that. But
He got a job.
I don't think you can say that.
He wasn't on our podcast. He was there in
Little thing
spirit.
I still had to help with. It is hot up here. Oh my
It's
God.
hot.
What?
You have on a whole hoodie.
It's hot.
Well, now I probably got the whole the pit stain.
It's hot.
I was talking about. Oh, we have some
Oh, shout out to the
questions here from
infantry.
the audience.
Question, Carly Bravo, go for it. Yeah. Thank you.
Oh, wait, we got a mic coming. We got a microphone coming.
Come on, get your question in, brother.
I'm so embarrassed. I'm so embarrassed.
We have a caller.
I've never done this.
Yeah,
We
this
have a
is an
caller.
on-air super chat.
I was going to
Guys.
say, we have a caller, which is interesting
Yes.
because this is not a call-in show.
This
But
is
go
it.
ahead, caller.
So, Bad News and Tattoos TV. Nice
Yep.
to meet you. Love you guys' podcast. Love what you're doing. Just wanted to know, who is your favorite tag team on Ring of Honor, and why is it the Infantry? I was just wondering. Thank you.
On my favorite pack, they're Aussie Open. You know, they're from Australia. They have. Oi!
I don't like it. I didn't like it. I didn't like it. Sir.
I think your partner, the Captain Sean Dean, he can have a question too.
Hey guys. Hey, it's Captain Sean Dean.
What's up, Cap?
Chicago's very own. Thank you.
Cap has been on our show too.
I love your show. I love everything that you guys doing. I have a question.
Yes.
Who is your favorite tag team in all of wrestling, and why is it the Infantry? Thank you.
I mean, legitimately, this man has been putting over the Infantry for a really long time. Legit, honestly, it is.
Let him answer that question honestly, though.
Let him say what he was gonna say.
That's okay.
But let Will finish going on.
No, honestly,
I love the Infantry.
I know.
I think Trish Adora is the next Ring of Honor Women's World Champion. How about that?
Should be a thing, for sure.
Now, as far as the Infantry, those guys winning the belts.
So wait,
Adam
the question
Cole and
was.
MJF, that's all I'm saying. Look.
The question was, who is our favorite tag team in wrestling? Who's your favorite? I mean, if you watch this podcast, doesn't everybody know this guy's a big Young Bucks mark?
Super kicks, man. Come on. I like spots. It's spot food, baby.
Yeah, I thought Austin.
I thought you said you didn't say worst tag team of all.
Nah, man.
Oh, I wasn't supposed to say.
Bang, guns up, bro.
Guns up. What is it?
No, guns down.
Guns up.
Terrible. We do love the Infantry though, and watch Ring of Honor on Thursday.
Watch Ring of Honor.
They're great.
Support the Infantry.
They're cool.
I will say that's a tough question to answer though, because Better Than You, Baby is a Ring of Honor tag team at the moment, and that's.
Are they?
They are the Ring of Honor World Tag Team Champions.
Are they?
Don't get me started.
My favorite tag team in all of wrestling is currently the Young Bucks. So
is it really?
It is.
Okay.
Wait a minute. Why would you think that I'm not a Young Bucks fan?
I didn't say not a Young Bucks fan. It's just more so you said currently, and when you think currently,
move on.
There's a lot of questions of you always have to ask what have you done for me lately, right? And the Young Bucks, they've been they've been in trios action for most of the last year. They really just got back into tag team action. Meanwhile, this year has really been dominated by teams like FTR. This year has been dominated by, over on the WWE side, the Usos have been completely dominant this year, although they're not together.
Say that.
They're not together.
Usos are a tag team? That guy's on Raw.
Right. They broke up. That's right. So they're not.
That other guy's on Raw. The other guy's on SmackDown. It's not a thing.
Listen, everybody you name wish they were on the same level.
Wait, legitimately, is that a thing? I didn't know they
main event Jay is on Raw.
Yeah.
Jimmy is on.
He just joined.
Jimmy with 3 M's is on SmackDown
now.
I didn't know this. This is literally all news to me.
Breaking news. Jay Uso did not actually quit wrestling. He's just on Raw.
He didn't. He was kayfabing.
What?
Yeah,
what, really?
Cody Rhodes
that
made the
literally
change.
happened. Okay.
Cody came out and said, I got the authority.
So they're not going to blow that match off? That's not going to happen?
No, they're trying to stretch it out. Have you been watching the show? They stretch out everything.
WrestleMania.
No, I obviously have a job elsewhere. I really have to focus.
I don't think we can talk about that.
That's not a joke thing. That's.
Yeah, they've been stretching the milk for the longest. They've been putting the water in the milk to stretch this thing out for the longest. That's what they've been doing.
Gotta stretch it.
I appreciate that. I could see the looks on some people's faces who was like, water and milk. And
you didn't have one of those dads that was trying to stretch the milk?
I noticed none of the black people in the audience were fazed by that, and I appreciate that.
Stretch the milk. Come on.
because clearly,
put some water on there.
Clearly, if you've never had milk that it's 4 days till payday, and you know that you got to make this milk last, so you pour a little bit of water in it and swish it around. None of you have had to do that?
No, I didn't have to do it, but I know many parents that tried.
Isn't that what 2% milk is anyways, just milk and water together?
Yeah, no, that is absolute. We couldn't afford milk. Oh, okay, couldn't afford milk.
Yeah, Hannah just had the thing that's a carton that just says milk on it, like there's no brand or anything, just milk. With the cheese that just comes in a big block. Me too. I get it.
Yeah.
Wait,
we keep just transitioning wildly.
You didn't answer my question before Nyla came in and rapped on us. And
yeah.
How has your experience been with AEW so far? Since
you went from podcasting in your basement 18 hours a week to traveling the world and being in Wembley with the 81,000 people. What kind of transition was that?
I will tell you, that's a thing I think about really often. Like, I do sometimes just sit back, especially like at the end of my day, and I just go, I get the dream gig. Like, how, because I will say, it is a job. And I think that's the piece of it that I think a lot of people miss, is that I am working. And like,
But it seems like you're having fun, Will.
I mean, at the end of the day, like I said, it's work. And I do, it's got its hard days, it's got its fun days, but at the end of the day, I am grateful for everything I've gotten. I'm grateful for every opportunity.
Look, I want to say on record, I knew from day one of Grapsody, I said the way that Will Washington will leave this podcast is joining AEW. I knew from the first day. I was like, this podcast is going to go for a while. It's going to be cool. But I know what time it was. So when it was time, I was like, yeah, duh. I can't believe it's taking this long at this point. No surprises at all. I knew it was happening legit from the first day. And I was like, I'm going to just ride these coattails a little bit, see, take his little brain for a while. But I know what time it is.
Long-term booking here. We did a podcast when we first started, and somebody compared us to the Lakers, and I hated it.
Did they?
At the time, I
Who
said...
was
I believe that was Alex McCarthy.
No, who was I in this scenario?
What do you mean?
Shaq or Kobe?
The semantics. Somebody compared us to the Lakers, and I hated it. And I was like, no, we're more like the Big Three Heat. That Will Washington, as LeBron James, took his talents to Fightful.
True.
And he got two other guys. He got a guy from Chicago and a dreadhead from somewhere else. And he started a podcast. And so... in order for this to make even more sense...
So am I currently in Cleveland right now? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, in order for this to make sense, the only implosion for the Big Three is for LeBron to take his talent somewhere else.
The talents did go somewhere else.
Speaking of which, the thing I have not gotten to do on Grapsody, by the way, speaking of which, folks, your NBA World Champions, your 2023 NBA World Champions, the Denver Nuggets, baby!
Boo. Boo, nobody likes them.
I mean, I feel like you did come on like the week afterwards.
Yeah, I feel like he did get his
I
off.
did that when they swept the Lakers, but
No.
I didn't get to talk about the championship.
You didn't?
No, I only got to talk about the Western Conference Championship.
We were in Vegas, wasn't it? They had one already.
No, because
No, this was the Lakers. No, when he beat the Lakers, that was the championship for me. Him beating LeBron was the championship for me.
You guys did.
I enjoyed that
everything
immensely.
else just a cherry on top.
The Heat was just a formality. But
That formality. That was the championship for me. I was waiting the entire time to throw flex bombs. I've been waiting for this guy to join me in LeBron slander.
True.
He won't join me full slant.
No.
But listen, I seen how the guy talked after he lost to you guys. All of a sudden that ankle was hurting again. Lies. You got beat by the best player in basketball in Jokic.
I'm like,
and
where's
them boys
the sweet three at? 'Cause I know
speak, bro. That's what happened.
happy about this right now.
He's at 99 in NBA 2K this year?
Yes.
99. Yeah, come on now.
Respect-
the best player in the world, Nikola Jokic.
Should be a 3-time MVP as well. No slight to Embiid, but should be a 3-time MVP.
I mean, look.
That's like saying Eminem's the best rapper. Like, I guess.
Why you lying?
That's what kind of stuff you like. You like that kind of stuff? I understand, but like,
I mean,
there's other great rappers.
I'll take Finals MVP over season MVP.
Again, the real accomplishment of this and the real championship was sweeping them boys out of here. When I had to listen,
don't even care about the trophy.
Hold on. I had to listen for an entire season of Lakers fans saying, "I think we can beat these guys.
Yeah.
I think we can beat Denver."
But
And I said, "You sure you want the smoke?"
Even when they were getting beat, Phil, they were still saying it. I think
And even the whole time after the first episode, I think we figured something out, guys. I think we can beat them.
No, my favorite thing at that time period was reading Lakers Twitter throughout that entire series because of Game 1, Lakers in 4. Game 2, Lakers in 5. Game 3, don't
Kept
worry,
changing.
Lakers in 6. And then Game 4, they're like, okay, Lakers in 7.
Didn't happen.
Y'all got swept.
Cook them boys.
Nothing.
Sorry, Lakers fans.
And now that I've got this out the way, though, and shout out to the Denver Nuggets. But at the same time, you see my shirt, 6 of them things in this city. The GOAT, the real GOAT of basketball, the greatest team in sports history, the 96 Bulls. You know what city you're in.
I do know what city I'm in. And look, I was saying yesterday, so yesterday was AEW Collision, at the United Center. And, of course, tonight is AEW All Out at the United Center, which is also, if you're not going to be at the United Center, it's available on Bleacher Report.
Bryan Danielson is he here? Shout out to Bryan Danielson, the
Let me
greatest
get
of all
this
time.
out there. It's available on Bleacher Report and the Bleacher Report app, and it's also available on traditional pay-per-view. Thank you. Go ahead.
Bryan Danielson. Oh,
But,
Yeah.
I mean, speaking of one of the best teams in basketball, you guys got to collide with the Worm last night.
hey, the Worm did fly. He probably
Dennis
did. He
Rodman was
probably
in the
hit my
building.
favorite choke slam of all
Was
time.
not expecting that at all.
Yeah, it was just like when Hogan took that choke slam, but worse. What was going on there? Guide me through
What
the
was
Worm
that move?
going back
I don't
there.
know.
Why did you let him go on TV with Crocs on?
All I know is, look, just seeing Dennis Rodman in person, that is a large man.
He's a big dude, huh?
He's a big dude. I almost forgot, but
Like this guy used to be elbowing guys in the mouth. Yeah, no, he's a giant.
Yes.
yeah, he is a giant. Dennis Rodman, of course, and he's going to be a part.
My world. I
He
wish
is-
Jeff Jarrett was making a run in right now. I would let him hit me in the head with a guitar. I swear. It's on my bucket list.
Hey, but we definitely have a trios tag match.
The Worm.
On the All-In buy-in. It's going to be the Acclaimed versus Satnam Singh, Jeff Jarrett. and
Jeff
Jay
Jarrett
Lethal.
with the bag. Who's surprised? I was thinking like Jeff Jarrett isn't on this card. It's Jeff Jarrett. I'll be there.
I've been wondering this for a long time, and maybe now that you work there, I can get a definitive answer to this. How does Jeff Jarrett keep getting away
How does
with
he do
this?
it?
How does he keep getting away with this?
How does he do
I
it?
need to know.
Jeff Jarrett,
does he do it?
Jeff Jarrett's the man.
How many title matches
you
has this
sure
guy gotten in the
He
last
has
few months?
What's the statistics? Well, I know you know all statistics. I can't even say the word. How many title shots have
How
Jeff
does he
Jarrett
keep getting
had?
away with this?
How does he keep doing it?
Uh-oh.
Oh, shit.
In the women's trios match, you better talk about that.
I'm going to talk
Make
about the
noise.
I'm going to talk about the women's trios match. Of course. This is dope.
I thought Nyla was going to have the Jeff Jarrett guitar. I was going to let her hit me in the head with it. Go find one.
Listen up, slap nuts.
Yeah, exactly.
Can I get through the matches, Nyla?
No.
Are we going through the all-out card?
Get to
What are we
it.
doing?
I guess. Go for it.
But
Thanks,
yeah.
Nyla.
No, we've got some other very, very excellent stuff happening on All Out. But I do want to talk about just a little bit more on Rodman because,
Yes.
again, seeing Dennis Rodman in the United Center, I think was a treat. I think that was really cool. I was very surprised. I found out about that when everybody else did, which was when the graphic hit Twitter. Or what? Are you guys in the habit of calling it X?
No.
No. It's
No,
Twitter.
Absolutely not.
This is Chicago, Illinois. We're not used to change. I still call it Comiskey Park.
Right.
Like,
The Sears Tower. It's not called that anymore.
I do not call it the Willis Tower. It's still the Sears Tower to me.
Right.
I don't accept change.
Yeah, I'm never going to call it X.
No, you're not.
DMX is dead. That's the only X.
No.
Shout out to
Very
DMX.
good.
Rest in peace.
Listen, I don't accept change. Like, if you go on Twitter and you look up Grapsody on Twitter, this man is still in the bio for our we don't accept
That's true.
change.
Our intro is Grapsody with Will, Phil, and Reg. It's forever.
don't accept change.
I was actually shocked to see that. Like every single time I check out the intro, and the thing is,
It ain't going to change.
well, that was the
That's
hard
the
thing was that it was a dope, brand new intro that got to debut on my last episode, and so I felt really bad
The
about
video, yeah.
the video on my last episode. We shot that in LA, WrestleMania weekend. It was great stuff, and then I
And
remember.
Will was like, oh, I guess you're going to have to use that video without me, blur my face or something. I was like, what are you talking about, dude? I don't think we can do. I don't think we have that technology.
So I am still in the intro.
Still there, and he's going to stay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Shout out to Cole for putting
Yeah,
it.
shout out to Cole for helping us out with that. That was really fun. And LA was hot, but we got it done.
You shot 2 videos that day.
Went to the beach. Two
Yeah.
beach videos. Yeah. That's how I get down. I don't know. No big deal. Have you guys seen that video? No, you probably haven't. So we have to get over this match that Nyla came on here and said because I feel like she's going to fight.
Fine. Yes.
Yeah.
Well, we're talking about there is another trios match
Yeah.
on the All Out pre-show. It's going to be Athena, the Ring of
fan.
Honor Women's
Big
World
fan.
Champion, teaming up
ROH MVP.
with an alliance that has just recently been forming on Collision. We're getting to know more about this alliance. It's Mercedes Martinez and Diamante, and they are teaming up in a trios match against Willow Nightingale, Sky Blue, and the former AEW Women's World Champion Hikaru Shida, with continuing a very impressive women's stat in AEW because
Of Will Washington getting sheet on the show.
here we go.
I don't know if I could say that either. I don't know.
That's not.
We're
I don't know if I
never
can say
getting
that either.
invited
Cut
back.
that off, maybe.
That's not a thing.
Who's
Okay.
ever editing? Please cut that last 30 seconds that I said. Thank you.
What I am saying is that this is so Sheeta is the only woman in AEW history to have competed on every All Out card. Because the first one she competed against Riho, the second one she competed against Thunder Rosa, third one she was in the women's the Casino Battle Royale. Last year she was in the 4-way, and this year
She's an honorary Chicagoan. It sounds like.
it sounds like it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, she is the ace of the women's division.
I mean,
if
that's
nobody wants to say it, I'll say
Yeah.
it. She is the ace of the division.
She is.
and she
say
will
that.
be champion again. I was
Right.
a little disheartened watching in Wembley. Like, shout out to Rhea. I seen her come out with her queen entrance, and I was watching her hold that belt up at the end, and I was just like, this feels wrong.
That's Sheeta.
This feels wrong.
Best character in AEW women is definitely Toni Storm, though. Shout out to Toni Storm.
It is.
Destroying
Toni
it.
Storm. for
I
sure.
love what Toni Storm is
Yeah,
doing right
destroying
now.
it.
It's phenomenal stuff. And but like that was a cool moment for Soraya. Like
No, it was a great moment,
It was a
but-
great moment for Soraya.
We will rock you.
As a Sheeta mark, I was sitting there the whole time like, this feels wrong. This feels very wrong.
I think her getting the "We Will Rock You" and having her family there. I think the crowd exploding in that moment where she won. Seeing the dissension with.
Were you out there for parts of did you get to feel the energy?
I was out there for that match.
Yeah?
I actually went out there for the whole match. And I went out there for a lot of the show. I was out there for the beginning. Like there was, guys, 81,000 fans is a
lot of people, bro.
to- Like it's one of those things I just could not stay in the back for. I had to go out there and experience that, and I went out there and I felt it. And I was out there for that match. I was out there for Bucks and FTR, and I was out there for Swerve's entrance. I couldn't miss Swerve.
Woo, that Who's House? Man, you could have.
Yeah.
I could have been.
Who's
crying how
House?
Amazing that was. Yeah, that was super hard.
Yeah, no, that was great. Like honestly, and him getting to repeat it to the crowd. Like I thought, all that was great.
Yeah. Shout out to friend
Take
of the
me out
show,
of here.
Swerve.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I thought. I mean, look, I don't hide that. Like that's he's
More than
yo,
a friend
I
of the
mean,
show.
Friend of the show, cousin to
Now.
somebody on this stage.
Yeah.
And that's fine. Look, and
Still a big fan of the show. And Hill Up, man. They was beating each other up very bad in that match. Jeez.
Yeah, no,
I'm just going to
Darby
say on
Allin, be
record.
careful out there, brother.
I'm just going to say on record. He didn't lose that match. His
Yeah.
dreads were still out of that coffin. He did not lose that match.
There's
Run it
video
back.
footage of this.
He did not lose that match.
There is video footage of his dreads.
Go back and
read.
go back and release the Wembley cut. His dreads are still out.
I need to see the rule book on or do dreads count if dreads are out of this?
Nah,
match
man,
over?
I seen it. Dreads were still out of that coffin. Run that
And you
match
know,
back.
Phil
He
and
did
I
not lose.
both have dreads, so we feel a type
Did
of
not
way
lose.
about this. Because if that happened to me, I'd be like, yo, my dreads are out. What's going on here?
Yeah, I mean, look, and here's the thing: since that coffin's been closed, we haven't seen him. He was
He's still in there?
I mean,
I
look,
thought he was your family. Get him out.
He was literally scheduled to have a show here at Starrcast, and after the coffin match, got canceled. We have not seen him. since he was
Listen,
put
you
in the
bury me alive. I ain't coming to work on Thursday either. I think this is. I know. I didn't lose, and I'm
No, he
still in
didn't.
here. He turned his phone on. He's like, I'm still buried in here. Help me, Will Washington. Get me out of here.
Hey, he said, right?
Shout out to Swerve.
He tweeted this week. He was like, hey, tweeting from inside this coffin. Like, we know where he's at. But yeah, no, that was just all in London.
80,000, man.
81,000. It was an experience like, was anybody in this room there? I know there are certain people.
Denise,
Denise,
she don't
you're
wanna put
supposed
her
to go,
hand up.
woo, something. Thank you, Denise.
yeah, thanks, Denise.
You were there.
High power. Thanks.
Yeah, no, I don't know. It's experiencing that and seeing the history made. Like, we know, and I'm never going to discount what WrestleMania is and what WrestleMania has done.
Right.
I will never do that because I think WrestleMania is an accomplishment in professional wrestling.
going for
I
it.
think it is one of the, it is a staple of professional wrestling. It is a name that people associate with professional wrestling. And when I've gone to WrestleMania weekends, and just with you guys, I've been to multiple WrestleMania weekends, and I've been to, I've done WrestleMania as a fan. I've done it all. What was fun about Wembley was getting that feeling from the AEW product. And what I mean by that is, if you've never been to a WrestleMania weekend, you know that when you enter the city, you walk in the streets, you're seeing everybody in some form of a WrestleMania-related shirt. You're seeing wrestling shirts all over the place. You're seeing
signs driving down the street, all kind of stuff.
You're seeing merchandise stands on every corner. You're seeing the bootleggers who are standing outside the arena saying, "Get your WrestleMania shirt here," and then like it's spelled WRESSLE. But either way,
hey, them bootleg shirts be hidden though.
Look, I know I bought one from.
Don't let me catch y'all on these streets with these bootleg Grapsody shirts.
Yeah, no. Don't be bootlegging from us.
I'll sue. I will too.
But what was cool was as soon as I landed in London, it was that same feeling. I'm walking down every street, and it was like wall to wall across the streets, especially outside Wembley. AEW everything. There was AEW merch. We had the merch stand set up. People had on Elite shirts. We had Bullet Club shirts. There was like every single thing AEW everywhere you looked, and it was the first time I had truly felt that.
Right.
And
as not just WWE WrestleMania weekend, like
right,
different company.
Like it felt like, and I told Tony, I told him right after that this was something he should be proud of, that this was an accomplishment. This was like everybody I think that participated in that show deserves congratulations because like honestly,
big deal.
Yeah, and it's hard because when you're there, when you are. I'm at a lot of shows right now, and traveling the country, I hit a lot of events here and there, and it's hard to recognize how like starved that region was for AEW because when I got there, I stop people and have a lot of random conversations.
Well, Washington will talk to anybody in the world. You got a wrestling shirt on? Hey, what's up, dude? Let's talk for an hour. I'm like, well, we gotta go, dude.
He's right. I do that. And
this man loves small talk. I personally hate small talk, but he loves it.
It's the thing I do. But so, of course, I was just making conversation with people outside the stadium, and I would hear from people who are like, "Oh yeah, I'm here from France. I'm here from Italy. I'm here from." Germany, somebody told me that they came from the Netherlands, and it was like people from all over that region of the world were converging to come see AEW at Wembley. And that was the moment I realized that this was something special because so many people from so many different countries were coming over to see this product. And that, to me, felt really special.
That's pretty hard and great. And really, the people just want to know, did you eat beans on toast, bro? Come on. Like, we're down with the formalities. We've seen the fireworks. Beans on toast, yes or no?
I mean, I have to say, like, the portions, I was shocked at how small they were. I mean,
because they're not American portions.
I know.
I mean, America.
Well, like, when we hit an event in Texas and, you order a Texas-sized anything, you're getting, like, a pizza-sized burger, right? But, like, But over there, when they're like, I ordered a burger, and it felt like a slider. And I'm like, this is...
They're like, that's how much you're supposed to eat, dude.
Yeah, I'm like, this is
you're
what
like, bring 10 more. Make mine into a Big Mac.
Yeah, I was like, this is it? All right, okay, this is what y'all do. And then, also... we were all having conversations about driving on the left side of the road because that was just like
sounds
no
dangerous.
many places for the amount of places I've been that do that, which is 2. But the fact is, I will never ever get used to it. I had to like research the history of it. I'm like sitting in the back of my Uber and I'm like, why is this? Because like the car was invented in America, so like I'm like, how can this be? Why is this? And so I started researching it, and I'm like, okay, so it's like 18th century laws that just happen to stick around, all of that. But either way, making a left turn across traffic feels wrong, and it will never not feel wrong.
Sounds dangerous.
Yeah.
Sounds hella dangerous.
Sounds very dangerous.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, so.
It's still bizarre to me that we've interviewed Tony Khan on this podcast, and now you just are like, yeah, I talked to Tony the other day.
Yeah.
It's really bizarre
like
to me.
every day,
I mean,
like, that's your friend.
It's bizarre. I mean, I've gone to meet this guy after shows, and he's like, yeah, just come meet me over here. And I'm like, all right. And so I remember it was an episode of Dynamite in Chicago after Wintrust. And I was like, where are you, man? And all I could hear from across, he's like, yeah, I'm with Tony coming out the door. And I was like, okay. And all I could hear from across the street, Tony. I was like, I think I know where you are, bro. Okay, I'll find you.
Tony.
Yeah. By the way, I
Shout
have
out to Tony Khan. He's a cool guy.
Shout out Tony Khan. Tony's the greatest. Like honestly, I have this like internal desire, and it's been this desire of mine for pretty much since before I started at AEW. And I told you guys it, but you guys know the theme song to Donkey Kong 64.
I can't believe this is happening.
It's in the Mario movie.
Yeah, it is in the Mario movies. We're bringing it full circle. But it's funny because I had this, the DK, Donkey Kong. I've had this desire for a long time to get over the chant TK, Tony Khan, and one day it's gonna happen.
Jesus.
I'm gonna get a crowd to chant the TK chant. And
I can't believe this.
And when it does start, I want all of the credit for it. I know a lot of the time I say like, don't give me credit for things. I want credit for that.
Good luck with that one, buddy.
I don't see this becoming a thing. I don't see Fetch becoming a thing.
Especially here in Chicago. I don't think we can talk about that.
Yeah.
But
anyway, all in, all out. Like I said,
stuff. Yeah.
All in was just a great time. I seriously. Because even talking about the main event, like MJF and Adam Cole, I think when you really think about
being in the first match and the last match, big deal.
Yeah, and that was an amazing thing in itself because I think it really set the tone for how much the crowd wanted to see that main event.
Right.
Yes.
And honestly, like thinking about Adam Cole's journey to getting to the main event of Wembley and thinking about the things even Max had pointed out when they had their exchange in Colorado Springs back in June, where Max had really pointed out a lot of things about why Cole hadn't succeeded over there, and that he wasn't really finding success over here either. That he came in, he got hurt, and I think for Cole to have overcome all of those things. And to feel like he legitimately deserved that spot in the main event against MJF, I think that was the coolest thing.
Big deal. Yeah, I was like, Adam Cole, it was great that he was in that position just because of the war that was going on, the Invisible War, and kind of what he represents in the time that he represents, especially being, me, ROH and PWG Youngboy. I know where these guys came from and where they've been. And so to go from seeing them in front of 400 in Reseda to seeing 81,000 is like, wow, man.
Yeah,
big deal.
That was really cool.
I mean, you also were still on this podcast when there was a lot of discourse about whether MJF was a great champion. I feel like that discourse has officially died. Like, I feel like people are now like, he's one of the best AEW world champions for sure.
I think that's a fair statement.
Yeah. I mean, Brian Daniels said we forgot about it, but that Iron Man match from this year is crazy.
Still one of the best matches of this year.
It's crazy.
I think the Pillars match does not get the credit it deserves for being.
The Pillars match banged too.
I think it was the best match on that card. Yeah. This guy has not had a bad match this year as champion.
Oh, yeah. I will tell you that that's probably a thing that some people have to have their memories jogged with. If you work with MJF for all of 30 seconds, that's a thing he'll never let you forget.
Yeah.
Never.
Yeah.
I'm sure he reminds you every time he sees you. Hey, by the way, I had great matches every time I lace them up.
And Max, if you're watching, still don't believe you. All this baby face bullshit, it's fake.
I will never.
I don't care. I'm
you.
waiting for you to show your true colors. You keep
never
telling us you're the devil. Why am I supposed to believe you have a friend? You don't have a friend. Sorry. Max knows what I'm saying. I'm talking to you, brother.
Yeah. Those guys are defending the Ring of Honor belts tonight against Dark Order.
I don't believe them, Phil.
They are defending against the Dark Order, the number one contenders. They just won the Battle Royal on Rampage last week, and they've got a shot at the Ring of Honor tag team titles. I think for those following...
Should have been the Kingdom.
Well, for those following Ring of Honor, you'll know that
That it should have been the Kingdom? Yeah, I do. I watch it every show.
No. The Dark Order, first off, did you just watch Death Before Dishonor? Because they literally just beat...
I did.
They literally just beat the Righteous.
But look, Will Washington, as someone who watches Ring of Honor every single week, and you guys should tune into my post show, the tag team that's been pushing Ring of Honor harder than anyone and should have been the champions the whole time
is the Infantry.
The Kingdom.
It's not the Infantry?
Since day one of Honor Club, they've been like, we represent this division. We should be the champs. We're the best. And they weren't even in the match, I think. Were they in the match?
No, they were.
Why? Why?
They are still in the conversation, and there's a lot going on.
Because Roderick Strong's crying with his neck brace, man. Leave it alone. You gotta get the belts. Gotta get the belts.
Look, all I know is I think people are very much underselling the Dark Order. I think that
I love the Dark Order.
Yeah, honestly, I think Alex Reynolds, John Silver are a phenomenal tag team.
Yes.
They always. It's always like when there's people who have doubts about a Dark Order match, they always come away from it going, "Oh, okay, that was actually dope." Like remember All Out last year?
Do I?
Hey, Hangman teaming up with the Dark Order versus the Elite for the initial trio titles, and think about that match and how that ended up being one of the matches that stole the show. Yeah. And again, I think it's a testament to who the Dark Order is, specifically those two, Alex Reynolds and John.
They can go. They're good.
Yeah, they can go.
Still should have been the Kingdom, but yeah, congrats to them. Give the Kingdom a title shot, okay?
Look, I'm just saying.
The Kingdom! They're not paying me anything. They deserve it. They deserve
No, honestly, I love Matt Taven. I love Mike Bennett. And
Yeah, no, me too. That was a incredible promo that Mike did.
on Wednesday?
Yeah.
Yeah, loved it.
Destroyed it.
Yeah, it was very good. And yeah, also, we've got our announced main event for All Out. John Moxley.
Who's here to save the show again? John Moxley, the man.
One-on-one with Orange Cassidy for the International
There
Championship.
Will Be Blood is a movie, not a part of the match, but they probably will be blood in the match, I'm sure.
Yeah, and honestly, look,
Half, yeah.
I think this is one of those matches that you're taking two day one AEW guys. You're taking literally guys who have been synonymous with AEW since the beginning, and yet have never been one-on-one. I love the fact that some of those matches still exist. A lot of those matches still exist. Yeah. We're entering year 5 of AEW, and yet there's still matches on the table from day one guys that haven't happened yet, and this is one of them. And I think if there was ever a spot for it to be, it needs to be in the main event, and the main event of All Out is, I think it's a great thing for Orange Cassidy. I think for him to have defended the international title 31 times up until this point, I think that if the 30-second title defense is going to happen on pay-per-view, the main event is where it needs to be. So I'm really happy with that, and I think that's really cool.
I'm very happy and very worried for Orange Cassidy. He got his 31 flavors. He got his 31 scoops. Woo! But I feel like Mox is about to get him up out of here.
Yeah.
And this guy is, in my opinion, the greatest champion in AEW at the moment.
Yeah.
He's the workhorse. He's been, in some ways, carrying this company on his back as champion.
That's what I was going to say. You guys were talking about Max earlier. I'm like, the MVP of
Orange
is
Cassidy,
definitely Orange Cassidy.
Cassidy's the best champion, but
Yeah.
I also feel like the way that Mox speaks after losing, and I seen the look in his face after they lost, and
He
I
ain't
just
like it.
like, nah. And even after Orange Cassidy was giving that promo last night, fantastic promo, by the way, I don't like his chances of winning this match.
Yeah, I mean, if anybody, the history and the run of Orange Cassidy has been great, but if there's anybody to stop it, John Moxley's probably the guy.
Again,
Yeah.
gave him that 31 flavors. We're gonna get there will be blood tonight.
I'm
Definitely.
just saying that I've also seen Orange Cassidy pull off some incredible feats.
True.
The theme of his reign, and I don't think he knew this is what it was going to be. I don't think anybody knew it's what it was going to be. But the theme of his reign has been survival. He has survived every one of these title defenses, and I think
Time's up, big dog.
I think surviving John Moxley is just another chapter for Orange Cassidy.
I mean, if you look at his history with the company as well, he put on a absolutely amazing match at United Center with Will Ospreay, and he lost that match. I think that he should come back around and get his win at United Center, but I fear that it's not going to happen.
It's going to be a tough one for him. John Moxley is the man.
Yeah.
And he executes in moments like this. I'm pretty nervous for Orange Cassidy, honestly.
speaking of-
I can see the end of the night being John Moxley holding the international title up high.
Speaking of John Moxley, John Moxley's got his band of misfits, and one of them just made a return on Collision last night. The American Dragon, Bryan Danielson.
Where he been at?
He is back. Of course, he had an injury at Forbidden Door, and he had, of course, that main event match with Okada, and here he is now. The greatest of all time is back.
About to take Ricky Starks to a good one.
And
Starks, give it up.
Again, we're talking about matchups we've never seen before. In no capacity, Bryan Danielson versus Ricky Starks has never taken place. They have not been on the opposite side of the ring in terms of tag team matches, nothing. This is literally the first time you will see Bryan Danielson one-on-one in a strap match against Ricky Starks. And to watch that crowd's reaction last night. You were in that crowd.
Yeah.
I actually went out there for it because I had to see the moment in person. But shout out to Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. Of course, they did the contract signing, and he got Ricky Starks to sign the contract against the Dragon. But it turns out Ricky Steamboat's not the only dragon out there. And I loved it. He didn't read the fine print. And sure enough, we get Ricky Starks versus Bryan Danielson.
Big deal.
Again,
Anytime Bryan Danielson is here, the show's
that's one
up
of those
to
matches.
100%.
If you had told me in 2020 that we are going to see on a pay-per-view in the United Center, by the way, and last night was Bryan Danielson's first time ever in the United Center.
Will Washington stat right there.
But he hasn't been there like ever for all the times AEW's ever run it, and of course WWE doesn't really run the United Center. But yeah, that was Bryan Danielson.
Ducking the smoke, staying out of Rosemont.
But either way, the first time ever Bryan Danielson had been in the United Center, and it was just such a cool moment. And again, if you had told me in 2020 that at some point you were going to see Ricky Starks one-on-one with Bryan Danielson, and you would ask me how that's going to take place, there's multiple paths that could have taken to get there, and I love that it's this one.
Yeah.
So no one was expecting Bryan to be back. No one was expecting Bryan to be ready, but here he is.
Yeah, I think that's going to be a great match. Probably one of the best selling points for this show. I feel like Bryan is going to find a way to do something nuts, even though he just came back from an injury. Please be careful out there.
Careful out there, bro.
Please be careful. We want you to wrestle in Seattle next
Forever.
month. So
Yeah.
please be careful.
That's right. We got Wrestle Dream coming up October 1st in Seattle.
I might have to go to Seattle, man.
That's a big one.
I might have to.
Yeah.
The first ever AEW Wrestle Dream. So that was cool. It was just announced last week. And also Kenny Omega going one-on-one finally with Konosuke Takeshita.
Kenny Omega, big deal. Another big deal.
Yeah, I think that one's going to be phenomenal. I think that Kenny. I mean, again, we're talking about first-time matchups. We're talking about matchups that we haven't seen in AEW yet. I think that when you look at this card and think about how many of these matchups have never taken place, you're literally seeing a lot of these for the first time. And when you think about the connection that Takeshita and Kenny have had, and to see at this stage and this portion of their careers, again, I think this is something special. I think this is going to be really cool.
2 shows in a row. I said it was funny. Phil and I were doing the pod leading into All In, and I was all, the 6-man is going to be the sleeper match, and saying that Kenny Omega is going to be in a sleeper match just sounds wild. But I'm saying it again. He's going to be the sleeper match of the show.
I don't think he's the sleeper match of the show.
I don't.
You know what I mean, though?
There's no way this is the sleeper match. This to me is the match that I think has almost the highest expectations on it.
Don't follow this match is what I'm saying. It's going to be hard, too.
Yeah.
You think Kenny's going to go out there, wrestle, and then finish again and look right in the camera and go, follow this guy?
Yes, I think so. Because that's exactly what's going to happen.
That was what he did it all out last
Yes.
year. So, yeah.
Year ago.
And
to be fair to Kenny, he did say that, and then Swerve in Our Glory and Acclaim did come out there and
They
fair
did
up.
follow that. Yeah, they followed that.
They very much followed that, Kenny.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
no, honestly, I think there's a lot of great matches from that show that really don't get talked about today. There was also also what we've got tonight on All Out, which, by the way, BleachReport.com, Bleach Report app,
Chill.
and traditional paper.
Chillin'.
It's not shilling. It's promoting. It's a different thing.
Chillin'.
But we have an 8-man tag. We have all 4 members of
Some combustible elements in that match.
We got all 4 members of the Bang Bang Gang.
There's gun people on both sides, it sounds like.
Yeah, Bullet Club.
I don't know if I could say that either. Might want to cut that one too, yeah.
Bullet
That
Club.
last 30 seconds.
Bullet Club Gold teaming up all 4 members. We got Jay White, we got Juice Robinson, we've got the Guns going up against
The greatest tag team of all time, the reason that we're all here, the reason that exists right there. Matt and Nick Jackson, the Young Bucks. We wouldn't be on this stage with that behind us if it wasn't for Matt and Nick Jackson. And everybody has to give it up. There would be no AEW without the guys.
But
The Bucks, baby.
But the tag team champions is
They got
Dax
lucky in Wembley.
Dax Harwood.
Did they?
They got lucky.
Did they?
It's Dax Harwood.
I don't think-
Hell of a finish. Hell of a finish.
Cash Wheeler. It is FTR. They, at the moment, look, if last week's match, which they said it multiple times in the promotion of that match.
Dax and Jay White went insane last night
Yeah,
also.
by the way, that was very good, yes. But in all of the lead up to All In, we were talking about it being the rubber match. We were talking about it being it's best of 3. We saw the first match. FTR lost the tag team titles to the Young Bucks back at Full Gear 2020. We saw the second match take place where the Young Bucks lost to FTR with the ROH tag team titles on the line. They said multiple times in the lead up, we are 2 of the greatest tag teams of all time. This match is to determine who truly is the greatest. And at the moment, FTR won that match. Therefore, FTR has the right to call themselves the greatest tag team, at least around today.
Definitely semantics.
And they are teaming up. Yes, Combustible Elements. We've got the Young Bucks. We've got FTR. These, I think, are going to end up being career rivals. Like when you think about teams that the Young Bucks have had rivalries with over the years, and there's a lot of them, a lot that predate AEW. But I think FTR belongs in that list for them.
Definitely.
And now knowing that...
It feels like they're here in AEW. They're in AEW because of the Young Bucks, so it makes a lot of sense.
They are.
Like things are just so connected.
Yeah. We are getting the how can they coexist side of this tag team match. Going against the Bullet Club Gold. I'm just going to say it. I think BCC Gold is coming out with a W.
You think
tonight.
they're going to pull it out?
I think they are. I
Yeah,
think
see, my thing is
King
that's
Switchblade is leading them to a victory tonight.
My thing is they did that last week, and I'm like, I don't know if they could do it two weeks in a row.
Stop doubting King Switch, bro. Whatever he says happens, bro.
Oh, okay.
Look,
He's the catalyst of pro wrestling.
Honestly, one of the things
True.
I'm like most proud of watching, and I was just telling you guys this yesterday, but watching how much Bullet Club Gold has come into their own.
Yes.
I was.
They was talking crazy on Jay White's name, honestly.
Yeah, honestly, but
They were.
I was just looking at the video that that Low Wrestling Wind Down, shout out Wrestling Wind Down,
Shout out to Low.
had posted, but they posted the video of them doing the Guns entrance, and just thinking about how much in a very short amount of time that entrance and everything that
Guns
act
are
was put
garbage,
together.
but I like the rest.
No. I fully
Not about to
disagree
put
with this.
the guy
Look, no,
over.
I am. I'm going to put a stamp of approval on the Guns. I think everybody doubted the Guns, especially through the tag team title run.
Me.
And I think that
Still doubting.
if you still have doubts about the Guns
I do.
as a team, that's a shame. Then you're not watching. You're not paying
I
enough
watch a
attention.
lot, too
I
much,
know
honestly.
you do, and which is why
That's all I ever do is watch.
at this stage, the Guns, I think you
Are
have
overrated,
to give credit
yeah.
to them as a team.
Right.
No, I disagree.
Yeah, okay.
I love the
Yeah,
Guns.
All right.
I don't know. I remember.
And next to somebody hot, you'll look hot too. Yeah, that's kind of how this works.
I remember watching at home when.
Cool entourage.
Ricky-
Who are those losers in the back, though?
Yeah, I remember watching at home when Ricky first got the challenge from somebody coming out to Bullet Club music, and everybody thought it was Jay at the time. And then Juice came out, and it was like, oh, it's just Juice. And now when Juice comes out, everybody's
was
excited
like,
for
yo,
Juice because
it's
Juice is that
Juice.
guy. And that says everything about where Bullet Club is now.
That's what I mean, is that the Bullet Club Gold had so much doubt around everything about them.
Yes.
It was like, yeah, when Juice Robinson challenged, and I was actually in that crowd, and I remember people going like,
it's Juice.
Juice, right? What? And then I saw all the criticism about Jay White and did he make the right choice where he signed, right? And then all the criticism, including yours, about how, oh, is it the gun?
Put you right on the spot.
Yeah.
Got you right up out of here.
No, I'm talking about
including
Threw you
yours?
right up under the.
about the
What
guns.
shade is this?
About the guns, like literally.
I'm right.
And when they
You're
came
not.
out-
It's
no,
okay.
you're not. And that's what I'm saying.
I'm right.
Is that they came out with the mini-min entrance, and people are like, did they deserve this?
Y'all are all drunk.
Honestly, you put these 4 together, and all they've done is prove everybody wrong.
Yeah.
No, they haven't. I'm not
do.
proven wrong.
You are
That's not
absolutely
even
wrong.
true.
The Bullet Club Gold is
They
one.
haven't proven me wrong.
I'm
man.
sorry.
Righteous Reg, witch death upon them,
All right.
blood in his eyes, and he cannot
on.
see.
Let me ask the audience here. Audience, do you feel strongly about Bullet Club Gold today?
Bang bang.
We're
Thumbs up.
saying two different things. It's like, who likes hamburgers? Everybody all
What's
like
your
hamburgers.
Oh yeah, we have.
Whoa, the elephant in the room.
Wow.
Nobody has.
Wow.
He's famous.
I mean, just that's my guy. You gotta watch your mouth.
No,
Yeah, you can't say that.
But
I feel where you're coming from, but just bring it down to
I do. It has been fun, by the way. I do love.
No, that's super cool. I've seen people already being like, "Hey, being the elite," and I'm like,
"Who's this guy?"
Yo, he's on Grapsody though. Say that first.
Yeah, but no. I've been saying for the longest, I'm a Guns fan. I'm sorry, Reg, but Guns is hot, man. And I'm like, man, give them the 50.
This was America and we're trying to reform.
Give them the 50 record. Complete the cipher, man.
I thought we didn't like guns in America, but here we are, you guys. This is the position where we're in.
Sorry, I'm.
Boo! I need to see more.
I'm all in on Bullet Club Gold. Sorry.
I'm all out.
Sorry.
Shout out to All Out. We're happening. Look at that. I brought it right back around, baby.
Yeah. Oh, and also tonight, really important, TBS Championship on the line. And I think there's a lot to talk about with that match because you have Chris Statlander going one-on-one, defending her TBS title against Ruby Soho.
Ruby has a lot to prove here because she's been in some positions with Chris Statlander. So
yeah, well, that's what I was going to talk about. Like, there's so much history here when you think about the fact that 2 years ago, in this city, All Out, and literally in kind of like one town over, right? We're in Schaumburg, and it happened at Hoffman Estates is where it happened. Anyway,
don't get me started.
Yeah. But either way,
I don't think you want that smoke.
Now it's happening in Chicago proper, but
where it should be.
You have Ruby Soho, who made her debut at All Out in Chicago, now getting a TBS title match. And when you think about the opportunities that Ruby Soho has had, she, of course, got to challenge, she won that Casino Battle Royale, and she went on to challenge Britt Baker in the main event of the first Grand Slam, but she came up short. She
should have won that match.
She also made it to the finals of the original TBS championship, to crown the inaugural champion.
Yeah.
Yes.
Lost to Jade Cargill. She made it to the...
Shout out to Jade.
She made it to the finals.
That was a good one.
Of the Owen Hart women's tournament, the first one, and lost to Britt Baker. But
should have won that one.
Should have won. Another one.
But the interesting thing there is, and remember, we had her on this show.
We did.
And there was a little bit of a talk about the villain origin story for her, right? Because she had a match right before Double or Nothing. It was on the Rampage before Double or Nothing in Las Vegas. And it was Ruby Soho one-on-one with Chris Statlander. She defeated Chris Statlander on that night, but she lost the fans that night.
Yeah, people were not happy about it.
The fans were not happy about it.
I was there.
There's one thing we know about AEW fans, it is that they are loyal to AEW originals. And while Chris Statlander hasn't been there since the beginning, she was there very, very early.
I mean, origin stories of the Outcast, kind of pretty much, right?
Yeah, and that really is like, when you think about the origins of why Ruby would side with the Outcast, a lot of that has to do with the fact that, look, the fans turned their backs on her on that night against Chris Statlander. But then you keep going. When you get to this year's Owen Hart women's tournament, and it came down to Ruby Soho and Willow Nightingale. And Ruby Soho.
Shout out to Willow.
Yes.
Incredible talent. The best. Amazing.
And again, Ruby comes up short. And so when you think about how many opportunities how many opportunities that Ruby has gotten and how much of a chip on her shoulder she has, and now she's back where it all started, All Out against somebody who...
There was a lot of losses, man. She might... it's going to be looking bad for her if she gets another one.
But now she's got a lot to prove now. And I think that this could be her night, and she already, with the crowd against her, had Chris Statlander's number. So.
2 belts in the Outcast?
And and also, there's momentum in the Outcasts because of the fact that the AEW Women's World Champion is Saraya.
Yes.
I'm just saying.
Yeah. We did interview Ruby, and we did mention her villain origin story. And at the time, she had not turned. And if you guys remember, she lied to us, man.
She did.
I couldn't believe it. She
right in our faces, Phil. Right
she
in our
lied
faces.
straight to our faces over StreamYard and was like,
Crazy.
no, I've gotten over that. It's fine.
Nope. And
She never got over it.
And literally, this was what the day before Double or Nothing, and then or was that Revolution? Revolution was
Revolution.
Yeah, it was right before Revolution where she turned and joined the Outcast, and yeah, lied right to her face.
Right to her face.
Right to her faces.
But that's okay.
Wrestlers lying. Who's surprised?
That's okay. As a fellow Midwesterner, I have always been behind Ruby. I've been always rooting for her.
I thought you were about to say, as a fellow Midwesterner, all we do is lie, so that's fine.
I mean, no. No.
Now, my Midwestern friends don't be lying.
Nah.
Our whole show is based off Phil was right, so I mean.
So, no, I've been rooting for Ruby this entire time. I do want Ruby to eventually get her debut. I feel like it's old at this point.
She needs it.
And I don't know if that's happening tonight, but I would like to see her finally win some championship gold on television.
It'd be kind of fitting in Chicago, wouldn't it?
I mean, because the city embraced her. Like, Berwyn Eagles Club, big fixture at Shimmer Women's Wrestling. It should happen here.
You know what we haven't gotten to talk about a little bit here?
What's that?
I figure we just got kind of the 10-minute signal, so I do want to...
I thought he was trying to get us to start the 10. I thought he was trying to get us to start the Sean Spears.
All right.
One of the biggest topics of Grapsody has always been music. It
True.
is one of the things that we've bonded over, we've clashed over. I always think about the first episode about how it was like, hey, you know, what's wrong with Flo Rida? And you're like, no.
You was capping big.
I always think about that too, and I'm like,
what's the line from Atlanta? No, he's like, I like Flo Rida. What is the line from the first episode? Okay, never mind. You would know that better than
the first episode of Atlanta. Flo Rida?
Moms need cool music too. That was it. Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah. It's like, I like Flo Rida. Moms need cool music too. And honestly, that's how I feel about Flo Rida.
God awful. See, Will gets a pass because he has kids. So anytime he's like, "Oh, I like this," I'm like, "I know why. Like, your kids are playing this." Like,
honestly though, and I will say it straight out because I texted you guys about it yesterday. That new Doja Cat track that dropped is trash.
Have not heard it.
Demons, it's so bad. I was like, there's all this talk on social media right now about
everybody's like, the devil. I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah, no, they're like, they're like, look at this video. It's got satanic imagery. It's got this. It's got that. And I'm like, yeah, but the song is whack. Like, who cares about any of that? The song's like not good.
I'm like, would it be okay if the song was good? Like, oh, you sound kind of crazy out here.
I have not heard the song, so I have no idea what you're
Neither have I.
No, it is like, and look,
but I know that she trolls. Like, her whole thing is trolling. She got here from trolling the cow song.
But
she's going to continue because her fans like that.
But I'll say this, like that she was, she had a few months ago. Remember when she was talking about how, I'm done with the pop sound. I'm gonna show everybody that I've got bars, that I'm a real MC.
Wait.
Oh no.
Wait. Hold on, just a second. Hold on. Let me get up these stairs. Hold on for a second. Y'all not gonna sit up here and talk about Doja Cat. I love Doja Cat, okay?
I didn't say anything negative about her. I haven't heard the record.
Man. Yeah, I'm a cow, moo, all that.
No, that's what I'm saying. I love Doja Cat. Have you heard Demons?
That's not what he said.
It's no good.
Yes.
There's no way. That's
I
like
love
negative bars.
I love Paint the Town Red. I love, what's the other one? What's that? Attention. All that.
I love
all that.
Attention was good, but
Thank you.
No, honestly,
explain yourself.
Hey, everybody,
you're a Hogan.
Hey, how y'all doing?
Explain yourself, Worth Washington. Explain yourself.
I will explain myself. I think that Doja Cat is actually a good, talented MC.
Okay.
Cop and please.
But that is also why.
Right.
That is also why I hold a standard. And when she puts out bars like, hold on.
Oh, not you about to pull it out.
Cop and please.
No. Hold on. There's one particular line.
Not
that
him
is
pulling out the bar facts.
Negative bar.
Oh, he sent it to me.
Yeah, it is. When I say like negative bars, it is so bad.
Negative bars.
Negative bars.
People that listen to her don't
care
about bars.
We are enemies. We are foes. Who are you?
What are those?
That is trash. Those are not. No, absolutely not.
That's an iconic line.
He was ready to finish the bar for you. You caught the finish it.
What he brought it back.
Trash.
He brought it back.
No.
She brought it back.
What, is it watching Vines? Is that what we're doing here now?
Yes.
No, absolutely not. No.
Vines used to troll.
No.
She said, what are those? That's all I'm saying. That's all I got to say.
Points are made.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
I know what it means. Of course. I was on Vine in 2013, but I'm just saying, trash.
It is what it is.
Trash.
I just had to come up here real quick and defend Doja Cat. Y'all have a good time.
Appreciate it.
Everybody.
Yeah.
AEW's own Kiera Hogan.
Incredible talent.
Incredible.
Yeah, we appreciate you, Kiera. Had a fantastic match with Athena last time we were at the United Center.
Yeah, that match with Athena was crazy.
That match with Athena was
went
fire.
wild. That Chicago street fight, banger.
We love Kiera Hogan.
Support
Thank
her.
you.
Book her.
We got all the guests appearing here.
But
Yeah, good time.
Look, got you right up out of here. Don't
Oh,
talk
she
crazy.
came right up. Like,
Don't
she
talk
heard your
crazy about those
slander
guys.
and, like, ran up and be like, yo.
I am glad we got to have a little bit of music talk here on this show.
I mean,
because it is a staple of Grapsody.
I thought you were going to go into your Silk the Shocker slander.
Yeah, we got to get at least
Silk
one
the Shocker all
Silk the
day.
Shocker
I thought that-
slander.
Let's go.
Show,
Let's go. Because honestly, it has been a long time since I've gotten to slander Silk the Shocker. But that is
Look, hip-hop nepotism exists too, okay?
I mean, how do you...
This man has a whole record. I still cannot believe to this day.
man-
Silk Rock-
Listen, they was cooking, man.
Silk
They had
has
like
a whole
10 ads
record.
in the source.
And that verse on that song,
It's terrible.
What We Bout, if you haven't listened to What We Bout by Silk the Shocker,
Nobody's here.
there is
heard that.
no
Definitely
excuse to have Jay-Z on a song like that and he's not even like offbeat. He's off his own ad-libs.
Yeah.
Like,
Okay.
what is that? Somebody like line that stuff
Hip-hop
up.
nepotism. If your big brother is Master P and he's cooking, like, yo, give me a song with Jay-Z, big bro. Nepotism.
You know how many rappers don't have a whole feature, and this guy has a whole feature. I just still think that's
2 Chainz
wild.
is yelling about one like all the time. He wants one so bad, and Hope
I
keep
don't
being like, I
understand
can't, bro.
how we let that happen as a culture, but it's okay.
You know what I miss from that time period, by the way? I was just talking with a friend about this, about how one of the things I feel is lost in music today is, especially in hip-hop, is...
Old head.
Yes. I mean, this is one of those back in my day kind of conversations. But one of the things I truly feel is missing from hip-hop is regional sounds. I feel like everything has melted together. Everybody's borrowed so much.
It's all just one thing now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because like there was that period where when like especially in New Orleans, like New Orleans felt like its own like isolated universe. It felt like the No Limit and Cash Money sound was like its own thing. And then all of a sudden, like if somebody like Jay-Z crossed over with Juvenile or crossed over with Silk the Shocker, it felt like universes colliding. Right. When Snoop Dogg signed with No Limit, that felt like these are two completely different worlds. The West Coast don't sound nothing like the South. And so when we're seeing these two sounds come together, it was like Mac 10 signing with Cash Money. None of this made any sense at the time because it was like, oh my God, these are two different sounds. Chicago had its own sound.
Chicago still got its own sound, bro.
True.
I feel like Chicago is pretty much
Very true.
the only place left where their sound doesn't sound like anything from Houston or anything from the West Coast.
True. I was going to say Atlanta, but everyone rips off Atlanta, so it seems
that's
like
the
they're
thing,
doing the thing.
Everybody rips off Atlanta. At the end of the day, it was like Atlanta, when Atlanta hit the scene, when it was like T.I. and Luda, and all of those guys were like the top guys. It was like, actually, we're all going to borrow.
We like that. Yeah. And then Future and the Migos came out, and everybody was like, oh, we'll just do that. And
Yeah,
everybody just been doing that.
So I miss that, though. I miss when every region had its own sound. And that's
I kind of feel like that about wrestling sometimes, too. Like, I miss when like, it used to be like the Southern wrestlers wrestle like this, and the people on this side wrestle like this. Now it's like, it's just universal.
Yeah.
It's like hip-hop.
That was one thing I was
That's why
thinking
wrestling
about
and hip-hop
recently, and
connects.
I was like, I haven't gotten to talk about that. I don't have a podcast to talk about that on.
Yeah.
And I wanted to bring that up.
You're not talking hip hop with Aubrey on Unrestricted?
Y'all getting some hip-hop talk in there?
Not getting that in?
I'm going to squeeze some in next episode.
You should.
You wait. I will
should.
squeeze some in.
You should. I hope you guys have like, wrestlers in hip-hop.
There's a backstory of this guy dropping a Lucchini reference on one of his podcasts.
Oh,
and his
yeah.
podcaster did not know what it
That's
meant.
kinda what inspired
And that was
Grapsody.
before we started this podcast, and I was like, it's okay, Will. Come over here with us. You don't have to be over there anymore. It's all right.
That's pretty much, that was
Come
the
over here with us.
groundwork. He was like that, and then it
We
was
had
like,
already
yeah,
started
maybe-
Grapsody
all
by
right.
that point.
Maybe
Like
I
the
should.
idea was already flowing, but when you heard it, by the way, if you're wondering why we keep doing that, there's like a fly. It's like he's buzzing around the stage. So
I was.
we're trying to pull the Obama of just like snatching.
I was very offended in that moment that they didn't know what Lucchini was, and I was like, nah, it's all right.
This
You
is
can
it,
leave that
man.
podcast and come over
This
here with
is
us.
it.
You don't have to do this anymore, man.
Yes.
It's all right.
So
And he came and did it.
before we wrap, because we're about to close the show
Very
out,
soon.
Yeah, I'm actually.
You gotta go.
Yeah, we do. I actually have to head to the United Center because there's a show coming.
Big show.
Here.
Yeah.
Well,
Yep. He's great, by the way.
He is. He's amazing.
But there was one person I wanted to shout out who doesn't know I'm about to do this. But I feel like we've all had ties with this person, and I feel like doing a stage show at this point, we can't not, considering you guys have had a thing that just blew up all of a sudden, the
Big
California connection. So, Denise Salcedo, come here a second.
Denise, come on. You have to come on stage before we end this.
Yeah.
You guys make some noise for Denise Salcedo. Of course, after the week, we'll Washington and Denise. Now, Denise and I are on the AEW Dynamite post show. And she's here.
Legit, I felt like doing this and being here at Starrcast, I couldn't not give you a little bit of a shout.
Have to.
And because
she's an unofficial member of Grapsody, for sure.
Yeah, Grapsado is a thing, and this is Grapsado. And so, yeah, I just wanted to give you a shout. I think the connection that you two, because like you guys were friends already, and then we've been friends for a while, but
we hadn't even did
you
a
guys
pod together.
Didn't
for
have
like
a connection
time,
like
yeah.
at
No,
all.
I remember the conversation being had where Denise was like, "No, Phil's pretty cool. I think I'm secretly gonna steal all of Will's friends."
Yeah.
And I've watched her while this guy is hired and cannot podcast anymore.
Real slow process.
Steal every single one of his friends and do podcasts with her.
She has.
Okay, no, for real. The real thing about this is that I think we all became friends because, well, somehow you and I got connected when we really bonded over Mariah Carey. So shout out to Mariah Carey.
Of course,
The
can't
goat.
have
So we
Grapsody
did
with Will without
podcasts
saying Mariah.
together, and then after that, through Will, I literally became friends with like literally everybody else. So I feel like that's truly how we all became friends, and then slowly started doing like all these podcasts together, and then they all just really worked out.
They did,
Yeah.
and like I'm really proud of this one though, because before I left, you guys had like zero connection at
Nothing.
all.
No.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Yeah.
And now California connection's a thing. It's
Now it's
great.
gang.
I love it. It's really
Yes.
good.
We didn't even talk one time, Reg. You and I.
Yeah.
You were sitting in front of me, and I was like, hi, and you were like, hi, and we were like, okay, that's it. And then we just moved on.
She is describing a legitimate group outing.
That
where,
was how it
like,
was.
all of us were out,
Yeah.
and these two.
It's like, oh, that's Denise. She's cool, but like, nah.
yeah, and
What do you want? But no, now I mean, besides Grapsody, being on a pod with Denise is like the best and easiest thing in the world. We legit just like get on and have fun. So like, I respect to Denise. When Will
described you two as
when Will left, I was like, I'm about to have
We're
fun
the
with
class
Denise.
clowns.
yeah, somebody
Honestly,
described you
we're
as
the
the class clowns. Yeah,
Yeah.
they got the two sitting in the back of class, just like having fun,
Just
and-
ripping.
Yeah, just riffing.
Having a
And
good
it's great.
time.
It's great. But yeah, I'm legitimately, I just want to say how proud of all three of you I am.
We're proud of you, dude. Oh, okay.
Let
Sorry.
me shout you guys
Oh, no, okay.
out.
Sorry.
All right. Anyway, what I was saying is that you guys, I'm really proud of all of you. You have like the way I've watched instant culture blow up and get to where it is right now, and the when you cross that 100,000 follower mark and you're just still growing, the interviews you've gotten, the way the channel has grown since we stopped doing After the Week, but at the same time you're still driving weekly content to it, is amazing. I'm really proud to watch that happen, but I'm really proud of you two as well, the way that you guys have kept Grapsody going over these last few months. The interviews you guys have been doing, you guys just recently put one up, and I think the rotating guests as well is really cool for the show, and I think you guys, I think we did something really special when we created Grapsody, and I am so proud of you guys keeping it going, so thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I feel like our banner is up for 2022.
Yeah.
Even if nobody acknowledges it.
In the rafters, for sure.
I would be remiss if I did not say this. I've done countless episodes where right afterwards somebody passed. I remember we did the episode right after Takeoff passed. Right after Takeoff passed. And it was weird. I mean, so many times I've got on this podcast and said, rest in peace. Somebody really special to me passed away recently. And she just meant everything to me. And so being here for 100 episodes with my brothers and I have my grandmother is hard. So this episode and everything we do is dedicated to her.
Facts.
The very first episode I did for this podcast. People don't know this, but I was with my grandmother a lot. She had just a way with people, and I snagged the bandana out of her top drawer. So if you watch the first episode, I am wearing a bandana that belonged to my grandmother. She's always been a part of everything I do. Everything I do, and that does not change today. This episode is dedicated to her. Rest in peace.
Thank you, Phil.
Thank you, Phil.
And thank you guys. Is that our time?
That's our time.
That is our time.
This has been amazing. This has been a great 100 episodes. Thank you to
So
everybody.
much fun. This is crazy.
No, this is great. Thank
do
you
this
to
again.
everybody. Shout out Starrcast. Shout out to AEW for allowing me to do this. Shout out to you guys. Shout out to Fightful for continuing to house Grapsody the way it has. And thank you to everybody who's here. Again,
Thank you, guys.
Check out AEW All Out. It is tonight. It is at the United Center. It is live on pay-per-view. It is traditional pay-per-view. It is Bleacher Report. It is Bleacher Report app. Again, be there. There's going to be so much great wrestling tonight. I don't think anybody's going to leave disappointed. I truly believe in that. I truly stand by that. And
Tune in, baby.
Tune in.
I'm going to get some chicken before we go, so it's going to be a really good day, baby.
absolutely.
Walking stereotype.
I know. I can't help it. Look, they're going to be like, oh, he has a chicken. No, of course. Who's surprised about this? Listen, Chicago is chicken. No, for reals. Thank you, guys. This has been great. This has been amazing. Grapsody is every Saturday. You can still watch us. And, I think we said it all, honestly.
I think we said it all.
Can we play my song out? Do you guys have my music? I know you
do
put
it.
you on the spot. I was just saying. All right.
Oh.
Yeah.
We're going to do it
We're
again?
gonna end the show like that. Yeah.
Yo. Turn me up in the headphones.
It's Grapsody with Will, Phil, and Reg, trying to keep it real instead of what you usually get from these talking heads. It's Grapsody, we're here to fill the void. 3 black fans, different perspective, gotta fill your voice. Coming with the podcast, talking majors, indies in between. Yeah, it's all that, and we're down with Fightful, better fall back. Coming for respect, we connect like a ball bat. No need to double check, these are all facts. You're listening to us talk raps. Yeah, you're listening to us talk raps. Will, Phil, and Reg. Yeah, we're Grapsody, here to talk raps. Everybody. Yeah, we're
Grapsody, here to talk raps.
Thank you, guys.